So.
Hi.
Hi. Hi again. Hi.
Hi, Gus.
I am?
Oh. What you go? You went yesterday, maybe. Good ending, man.
Are we on video yet? See here, see? They're still yawning. They just got out of bed. Here, there, see? Yawning like crazy. Well, do you want, I got some lunch here.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. There's been a few times where a person's rushing pretty fast.
Nice place.
No rabbit. I got married at 4 years old. No rabbit.
Let's go around. I don't want to cut in front of the camera.
Hi.
It's big. Or unless we take the paper one and cut it in half.
Yeah, I should have brought
Do
some
you know what I
home.
mean? Yeah. The paper one? Here, Cynthia, this. Hello. I was just gonna cut it like this. Take the pictures. Cut it down and go for it. Hello. See? All right, you didn't even know it because you need the
We need the chair.
Maybe I should write some water on
Five chairs.
Oh,
Yeah, well, that's good.
Welcome to my home.
Bob today?
That's what I want. We have exactly what I want to on the other side.
You were so sick that day that you were standing up. He had
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
such a migraine headache.
Yeah.
So how is my you gonna come and stay at my house?
Where'd they go? This garbage can is a good site to have. But we got the music playing for you guys. Come on in! You're supposed to walk with your wife. Oh, you couldn't hear less. Look who showed up!
You're supposed to carry her in.
Oh, you guys. You're supposed to say something to the camera. You got the music playing.
You're
Been
supposed,
a woman for 25 years.
you're supposed to carry her in.
Okay, here, hold it.
Holy cow, this way. Oh, here Hi.
I was just looking. Oh, even from here. Congratulations, you guys.
And Barb, Bob's wife. Jeremy's wife. And I want to say Pearl. And Barb and Bob. And Cynthia, that's Nick's sister.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
That's That's Eamon, that's my brother.
Okay.
That's Nick&Val.
Do you change?
I was looking
Speech?
I don't have a speech.
Speech?
No comment. Okay, I smell incense. And this is Barb coming because she forgot her camera. Shame.
No, I took my purse back to the car. Hello.
Because she was scared.
Yeah.
I never even noticed. Well, I never noticed or whatever. I'm up.
Good.
Don't look down, but there's something sticking out of your eye.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? Oh, thank you, dearie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I don't know. Thank you. You didn't have to get anything.
Where's the lucky guy?
Huh? It's like metallic on
Hi.
Cynthia.
Hi there.
Wow.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Been a long time since.
I'm just going to show him the wedding picture. You don't even look like the same guy though.
I could be in disguise here. So, how are you doing?
Bob, good.
Oh, look at that.
But I don't even know.
No. I'd have to aim at him.
Okay, I get it.
Thank you. Didn't think that we'd last. Hi, Paul.
Hello.
How's it going?
Almost 25 years.
Well, almost. Very close, you know.
You know,
Maybe
just
we won't
keep
make
your-
it yet. I might,
keep
you
your-
know, like.
Keep holding your fingers, cross your fingers. Tuesday will come.
Hi, Val.
Hey, there's
How's it going, Val?
Okay, Dale. You know what? You polished. I heard that you polished the yard very nice. It was beautiful.
Polished it. You're lucky it's today because if it was tomorrow, I'd have been cutting grass again today. I just cut it yesterday.
And this is what I'm getting.
No, it's not good enough for you.
Right here.
No. No, that's some better plans for you. I get better plans.
See that because it's done?
We're going to take the whole deck out. We're going to build one with a pathway to a gazebo all by itself.
Oh, you're talking about the lake. I'm talking about in town because I can't even sit on my
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful?
I'm talking about in town.
Where are you going to put that? On the lawn?
On the back. Where's there? Is there deck bigger than
Actually, they got a really good deal of that at home.
The deck's a lot bigger than ours.
But these you can get different.
Square, like part of this whole area. And you normally buy one, and it is good, I can't believe it's what I'm trying to do. It looks like this, upside down.
I think.
Sorry. I got you. Bob,
What?
can you send us, the pictures from the
Jeff, I don't think we've met.
your anniversary and the grad? Like when you get them sorted
Work
out.
today?
No.
You will, won't you?
They are sorted out already.
Storm run without you there.
You want pictures?
You know, like the world must
Because I
come
didn't
to
bring
an
my
end.
picture.
Well, help yourself, whatever you want there.
That looks,
Oops. That's okay.
what,
That's okay.
The other would be later on.
Busy with his camera.
No.
Yeah, okay, Bob.
I just tried to think.
Speech.
I got nothing. No, we should have a garbage bin.
How are you? Tired. I gotcha.
Right from the day after graduates started cooking again.
Busy 2 weeks.
It was a wedding that everyone got children rather.
Yeah.
Stuff down and was in your way.
Yeah, boy. Walking around with a goddamn.
You know, I've been at the lake for a whole week. I was putting makeup on when I was getting into town.
Can I borrow my lipstick?
He's got lipstick in his pocket.
Yeah, I know.
Did you see that?
Hands in his pockets, hands in his pockets.
You check the other pocket, but there's tampons in there.
Tampons.
We went to, you know what? We went, well, Joel's came to the grab and I grabbed some kind of jacket out of the closet. Put my hand in the pocket. What the hell? It's getting freaking a pad. What the hell is this?
It's a Band-Aid.
It's all right away. It's not mine. I don't use those things.
It's not like it was used.
What's it?
In the 50s, the Canadian government was trying to help all the Eskimos up.
Is that infected?
No, it's just paint. Up north, to help all the Eskimos, eh? So they sent
The devil face.
Kotex up there by the cases and
Watch
cases
me make a
and
devil
shit
face.
up there, eh? And they had no idea what this was for, but then they realized the best thing is that if you sew it into your hoods of your garments, it's damn good. So they literally were making these caps, and they were sewing all the Kotex into the thing for these are Eskimos. They didn't know what that. The women didn't know what the hell. They got these cases and stuff because they needed this stuff. They didn't know what the hell this shit was for. So they said, "Hey, this is a really good insulator." So they started sewing it in all the clothes up there. There was a guy talking about this. It's really interesting.
So I says to the guy, I forgot.
Everybody's taking their time out. Everybody's trying how big their tongue is. It's your turn.
Oh no.
Hey again.
Oh.
I know the Guinness Book of World Records wouldn't accept it.
Oh, I could.
Are you okay? Did you go to the doctor about that?
I don't know.
No.
Kind of cool.
You're not taking care of me. You sure not taking care of me?
Don't tell me you want to get into my pants again.
I'm videoing. Oh, look, and we get to see ourselves. Okay, can I fix my hair now? Look. Oh, really? Okay. Hi. I work with Nick. Don't you feel sorry for me?
Yes, I do.
That's
my brother Bob.
No, he's a pretty good guy.
What?
Nope. I've got him. Hi, Bob. Nice to meet you. Nick talks about you. You don't want to know what he says, but you know.
Yeah, well, it was just right past the back of them. Hi, happy anniversary to Val and Nick. Happy 25th.
Not you again. Not you again.
It was good.
He does this at the lake too. He sneaks around trying to.
That's scary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. 6 hours rework. Stuff that was wrong that I had to.
Yeah, that's Bob with that camera. He's never
They have to tear apart and redo.
Hi, Nick&Val, getting nippy.
Hi, Bob.
Picking up whoever. Oh. Or you're going somehow. Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
On the first one that you come in, the second one that you come in. Didn't work for me.
Hi.
Hi.
You did
Huh?
with the glass? Or without the glass? Oh, there you are. No, I think you got one, Bob.
This is morning party. I just noticed those horns up there.
Yeah, I've seen them.
No, you can't sit there.
Computers on it.
Make sure you take a
Hey, you guys are on the stage. Cliff.
Exaggerate as well as Look, both of them, look, two of them got cameras.
This is Nick&Val's camera.
Got your back.
I get you.
We went to say hello to Urania.
Sit over here. Your earplugs. There.
Hey,
What the hell's wrong
Cliff.
with you guys? You got gay in your old age? What? Yeah, feeling the earlobes and everything.
You're okay.
Kent. Who's gonna sing? We're looking for a singer. When he plays, we need a singer.
Yeah.
Can you sing?
Paul used to be
Can
in
you
a
sing?
Paul
Okay.
always had a profile.
Okay, you can go and sing.
You were not. Were you?
Louder, put it louder. What's your name?
I don't know.
You don't know your name?
Bailey.
Who?
Bailey.
Okay, you want to see yourself? There.
Hi.
Say a speech.
Hi.
Why are you here?
I don't know.
25th anniversary?
Okay.
For who?
Nick&Val.
Yeah.
Give me that. We've got a little program you're making. So,
We are here today to
Get my
celebrate the
mix.
25th anniversary, a milestone in the life of two very special people, Val and Nick. I'm going to give you a bit of the background on their life as the story of Valerie Ann Ledoux and Nicholas Ivan Kurloff began in December of 1961. Both of them were born just days apart at the old Canora Union Hospital. Val, born on December 11, 1961, to Anna and Alfred, and Nick, born on December 19, 1961, to Nellie and Gus. They missed meeting in the hospital nursery as Val went home the day before Nick was born. Nick attended school in Steenan, and Val attended school in Roxton and Sturgis. They finally met in grade 9 at Sturgis Composite School. None of us, not even Alfred, a teacher at the Composite at the time, knew of their interest in each other until sometime later. Apparently, Nick and Val's school lockers were side by side. Val's lock was always twisted around each time she came back to her locker. I guess she blamed Nick for that. it wasn't Nick doing that, but another interested guy whose locker was on the other side. And the story goes on. I guess Val told her friend Bev that she thought Nick was pretty hot. Wasn't cool, the saying at that time, 25 years ago. Bev must have relayed the message on to Nick, so Nick planned some action. Okay, on October 6, 1978, that was my mom's birthday, Granny Hanson's birthday, Nick heard that Val had to candy stripe at the preschool hospital. Nick simply had to visit his Baba Corlock, who was sick in the hospital that day. Naturally, Nick made sure he got to talk to the candy stripers. The other girl working with Val thought it was her Nick was interested in. I'm told he had a hard time getting rid of her as she followed him out to his car. Anyway, Nick asked Val for a date, and of course Val had to get our permission. Permission from her mom and dad, if she could go. And we were at Granny and Granny Hanson's for her birthday. I believe Granny said, let her go. Nick comes from a good family. Val remembers Nick turning on the radio in his Dodge Valerio car, white Dodge Valerio car. The song playing was Meatloaf's by the Dashboard Light. Val, liking the song, reached over to turn the volume just as Nick did the same.
Alan, you better skip one page.
Romantic. I remember the first time Val asked Nick to come for supper. Val did not tell me in advance. The only meat thawed out was stew meat. So the menu was beef stew with lots of turnips in it. Poor Nick was politely forced to eat turnips even when he hated them, and does to this day. And the meat was so tough. That was enough to scare away anyone, but that didn't happen.
It was a plan.
They dated the rest of grade 12 school year, and were king and queen at Sturgis Composite, and were grad partners. Nearly every time they came in the driveway after an evening date, on came the outdoor light, meaning, buddy, it's time to hit the road. That was before we had motion sensor lights. Dumb parents thinking that they hadn't done their smooching before that. After high school, Val went away to school at Mount Royal College in Calgary. Guess who ended up in Calgary? Getting a job in a meat packing place and as a vacuum cleaner salesman or repairman. After Val's course was over, she returned to work at CJGX Yorkton. Guess who came back to Gary? Soon Val, not liking the working conditions and poor pay at CJGX, got a job as head hostess at the Samurai restaurant at the Bessel Hotel in Saskatoon. Guess who found his way to Saskatoon? Getting a job installing glass on high-rise buildings. The pay was low, but the danger was high. But the sparks were still there. Nick had the engagement ring bought and hid in the glove compartment of his car. He showed it to Val. Naturally, she wanted it. But Val didn't dare wear it, as she knew her parents would hit the roof for a fit, as she was only 18 at the time. Finally, on Father's Day in 1980, Alfred and I were visiting friends when Val and Nick came over there. Val comes up to us and says, "Hey, Mom and Dad, look what I have," and holds out her left hand with an engagement ring on it. No chance for Mom and Dad to give her heck and say you're too young with all those other people around. Pretty smart kids knowing when to tell mom and dad. A little over a year later, on July 11, 1981, Valerie and Nick were married at Grace United Church in Sturgis with Reverend Dorian Smith as minister. Nick's attendants were Bob Corlick, Lauren Rayner, Harry Dorschuk, and Brad Leloon. Valerie's attendants were Gloria White as Barbara Hansen, Jean Onishchuk, and Christine Rayner. Mark Ledoux was ring bearer, and Melody Rayner was flower girl. The reception and dance was held at Sturgis Hall. And the story goes on. Nick, being a practical and maybe an impatient guy, decided they weren't going to waste an hour driving to a motel in Yorkton on the wedding night. So he booked a room at the highest hotel, room 4, I've been told, 25 years later. Anyway, I guess they counted their wedding donation money that night. I don't know if that was before or after you jumped into the sheets. Nick and Val planned a honeymoon trip to the Grand Canyon, but not worrying about maps and so on. They ended up in Boulder, Colorado. While traveling through Denver, they stopped at the motel. Nick turned on the TV set, and there was reports of lots of crime and murders in Denver. I guess they pulled or pushed the dresser in front of the door to keep themselves safe and not to be disturbed. July, being the peak of the tourist season, they had to spend a night or two in their car as the motels were full. Nick on the front seat, Val on the back seat. No wonder they had to wait so long for grandkids. And to top off the things, Nick had been suffering from broken ribs that occurred at his stag party just days before the wedding. They began their life together, living in a small rented house on Railway Street in Kamsack, as Nick obtained a job with the Saskatchewan wheat pool there. Val got a job at McLeod and later at Thomas Drug Store. They lived there for 2 years. From there, they moved to the wheat pool house in Canora. They lived there and purchased it when they came up for bids. Then came the renovations on that house. Lucky for them, master cabinet maker Dale Lazinski was their friend. That house turned out pretty nice. Having a big deck and a tall fence around the yard made it ideal for the hot tub they purchased. Many an evening they spent soaking in that tub. On occasion, Nick was known to sit in that hot tub in 30 below weather wearing his fur Kuchma hat. Nick continued to work for the wheat pool, and Val worked at the home hardware. They did some traveling, spending a month in Hawaii, and later a 2-week vacation in Hawaii and a trip to Las Vegas. On October 11th, 1985, Kent Nicholas was born at the Yorkton Hospital. Nick was so excited when the nurse told him to put on the boots and cap and gown for the delivery. Nick put the boot on his head and the cap on his foot. Yay, our first grandkid for us to spoil. On August 14, 1988, they really lucked out when Jillian Nicole was born and their $1 million family was complete. While the kids were small, Val began her home-based sewing business, which she did for several years. And Nick continued to work for the wheat pool and farm. Val started working as volunteer coordinator for Canora Home Care. They sold their Tadmore house and moved to their Garvin Crescent home in Canora. Once again came the renovating and painting and so on. Once again, Dale came to their rescue, building their cabinets and so on. Lucky for Val, Nick is a pretty patient, cool guy. Nick went to work. So did Val, getting rid of some ugly wallpaper in the family room. Anyway, I'm told After she was done, there was some ugly holes in the gyprock where the wallpaper was. Mom and Dad couldn't come to the rescue as they were away on holidays. Lucky for Val, Bob and Barb were at the cabin at Crystal Lake, and I guess Val cried hard enough and loud enough to get their sympathy. They helped her get some boards to cover up the mess and nearly had it finished installing by the time Nick came home for work. Val's pretty brave when it comes to renovating and painting. She didn't like the old brick fireplace. Out came